5 friends are shown. 2 of them are named Luke and Dom, and they were enjoying themselves in the bar. They start planning for hiking and one of them asks them to go to Sweden. While agreeing, they get ready to go there. Luke is shown going to the mall for buying wine and asks one of them to go with him. His friend agrees to go with him. They reach the mall for buying wine and notice some people have made the owner a prisoner. Luke hides there seeing this, but his friend remains standing there. The thief takes the wallet of Luke's friend and then asks for his wedding ring, but he refuses to give it to him. Hearing refusal, the thieves attack him with a knife. They attack him several times and he died there. Luke was seeing this being hidden, but he doesn't do or said anything to save his friend. Later, the scene after 6 years is shown. The 4 friends are shown in Sweden for hiking as they have decided. They don't want to come here, but they come here in memory of their friend. Luke was depressed, all of them, because he can save his friend that day in the mall. They have wine while remembering their friend and then move on hiking. Dom's foot slips on the way and becomes injured. That's why he was facing the problem to walk forward. They find a shortcut to move forward through a map, and it was going through a forest. They decide to move forward through the forest. Luke doesn't feel good and doesn't want to take this risk. There may be danger in the forest and Luke says they will call someone here for help. His injured friend, Dom, agrees to go through the forest. They move forward that way, and moving forward they see an animal's dead body hanged on a tree. It was ended a few times before, but they ignore it and move forward. They see a symbol on that tree and they got an idea, seeing it maybe there will be hunters in this forest, and they have ended that animal whom they saw hanged. Meanwhile, they see a cabin in front and they become happy seeing it because it was raining heavily in the forest. They will find some help in this cabin. They reach the cabin but couldn't find anyone and it was deserted. They come inside while breaking its door. Luke hears a strange voice from the forest, but he ignores it and moves inside. He locks the door and they find many ancient things in that cabin. It seems like the residents have left this cabin. They find the same symbol as there was on the tree and find a statue with no head that was looking terrible. Seeing all this, they feel there is something wrong. Even then they were compelled to stay there. There was raining heavily in the forest. Later, they sleep there. At night, when they were sleeping, the light from the sky stops due to it. Luke awakes and he tries to awake his other friend. Luke goes alone to check because his friend doesn't awake. He opens the door. He notices he has come to that mall where his friend died after opening the door. Suddenly, Luke awakes and it means he was dreaming. Now he was out of the cabin in real. Then his chest starts bleeding and sees around that what has happened. He finds paw marks on his chest and comes inside being panicked. He finds his friends are also panicked along with him. 2 of them were panicked and Luke makes them relax. They don't find their 3rd friend there. Luke moves to find him and notices his friend was standing in front of the statue. He was without clothes and worshipping it. Luke makes him relax and they pack their luggage to move from. They were silent and embarrassed, but moving forward, they find many symbols in those trees. They get scared seeing this scene. Now they were planning to move out from here. According to the map, the exit way was towards the southwest, but Dom was moving to a new path and they were chasing him. Moving forward, Luke's friend was telling the others about the night incident. They ask him to forget it because it was just a dream. They find another cabin as they move forward and it was like the previous one. This time, they don't go inside and move forward on the way while ignoring it. They have moved far in the forest and Dom's foot starts aching. He sits there due to it. He asks all of them to stay there, but his other friend says we have to leave this forest soon. I am not feeling good about staying here. Luke was seeing around to find the way, so he may find a way. He sees a weird thing at a distance that was moving and Luke gets scared seeing it. He runs to his friends and tells them about the thing he saw. The thing which moved, but none believes him and Luke shows the injury on his chest to prove this. Dom says maybe you will be hit by a tree while walking into this forest due to which you have this injury. Dom was saying ill to Luke and becomes furious at him. They start arguing because of it. Luke leaves while taking his luggage and his friends also move behind him with their luggage. They find a thing buried in the earth while moving forward and take it out. They discover the thing was a campaign tent and find a bag in which there was a wallet. They find a picture and a credit card and its expiry date was 1984. They understand maybe this family came here in 1984 later. They died here and after this, the friends think there is something wrong in this forest. Luke's best friend asks them to leave this place soon. As the night was appearing, so they decide to stay there. They sleep there while putting their tents. Luke again sees the dream of his friend's death and he awakes due to it. Meanwhile, he sees someone shouting outside the tent. He goes out to check and finds his friend there. Luke finds the tent of his friend is torn and he was also missing from there, so he asks about him from another friend. His friend, who was weeping and worried, tells him our friend has been taken by a giant man. They were talking and hear the screams of their friend from the forest. They move toward that voice but they didn't see anything there as they reach there. They were returning back to the tent but they have moved far in reach of their friend. They were lost in the forest. The morning appears and they see the dead body of their friend hanged on the tree. It was hanged the same way they saw an animal's dead body on a tree. They get scared seeing the condition of their friend. Their condition gets worse. They take their friend's dead body down and start finding the map as he had the map. They couldn't find the map and Luke's friend says we should not leave his dead body like this. I will stay here with his dead body. Dom forbids him to do this and move forward while covering their friend's dead body with woods. Moving forward, they realize the problem started when they went into the cabin. They find water while moving forward and they drink it. They see a bucket there and find the footprints of a human there. They assume there must be humans living near, so they move forward and moving forward. They get tired, so they stay there for some time. Luke moves to the top of the mountain to check the way of the forest and finds they are about to leave the forest. He becomes happy and moves to his friends to tell them. Reaching there, he sees a terrible creature has taken his friend. Luke gets scared and tries to run from there but he falls down because of colliding with a tree. He again sees that mall but this time, it was his dream. Waking up, he calls his friend, Dom, and moves toward him. Luke tells him our friend has been taken by a terrible creature and it was running speedily, that's why I couldn't see it. They get scared but even then they decide to run from there courageously. They see a path on the way and there were torchlights around it. They find the dead body of their other friend there hanged on a tree. It was hanging the same as their other friend's body was hanged. They get scared and move forward on that way and reach a cabin. Someone attacks Luke, and when he awakes he finds himself and Dom tied with a rope. Luke sees outside while making a hole in the cabin and they see many people of the tribe. Luke tells this to Dom, and he also gets scared hearing all this. He breaks the glass that was on the table and asks Luke to break his rope, but before he could do anything an old lady arrives with the tribe people. She was looking horrible and sees the wound on Luke's chest coming near to him. She makes Luke drink water and shows her mark as well. Then she goes to Dom, but leaves without making him drink water. Luke asks her to give water to his friend, Dom, but the lady ignores him. Then she moves forward and she asks a man to bring Dom to me. They take Dom to the upside of the cabin and Luke was hearing the shouting voice of Dom. Then a girl of that tribe comes to Luke. She tells Luke, they are taking your friend to sacrifice. They bring Dom back and his condition is worse because of being tortured. Dom says they will end me but promise me you will burn this cabin after leaving. The morning appears and they tie Dom with a pole. Later, they wait for the creature to come. Luke was trying to open his rope in the cabin. Before he unties the rope, the creature arrives and the people of the tribe bend seeing it. Luke unties the rope of his hand and Dom is shown who sees the vision of his wife, but that was the creature who come in front of him in his wife's get-up. The creature picks Dom from there. It hangs him on the tree like others. Dom was ended here brutally. Luke is shown and the tribe girl comes to him and he asks her to bring Dom down the tree, but the girl refuses and says we can't touch dead bodies. Luke asks her about the creature and she tells this creature is forest god and living here for a long time. It didn't harm us, that's why they all consider it their god. You are also included in our group because of this mark on your chest. You have to live with us until our group worships the forest god every year. This creature makes the travelers its hunt and chooses one from him to live with us in the forest. Like it has chosen you this time. The mark on your chest is this group's mark. The one who worships the creature fulfills his desires. It also makes him immortal and in return, we have to give it the sacrifice of humans. Luke asks her why the forest god has chosen him. She says compared to others you have pain inside and feel guilty inside, and the creature means the forest god chooses those people. Tonight a ritual will be performed on you and you have to bend in front of it, and you will also be hanged with the tree if you will not do this. Luke becomes shocked hearing this and the girl leaves after telling this. Luke somehow moves upside room and finds many dead bodies there. They were dried, but even then they were alive as they have become immortal because of the creature. Luke sets those bodies on fire and comes out from there. The old lady sees him but he punches her and moves to another room. He finds a gun there and ends a man who stops his way, but Luke sees the creature has ended the girl of the tribe. As she has told everything to Luke, and this was against rules. Now, Luke was coming out from the other door and shoots the creature, but it doesn't affect it. Seeing it, Luke runs from there being scared, and sees the vision again that he has seen before. Due to it, Luke couldn't run from there, and the creature holds Luke, then it throws Luke down while lifting him. After it, it performs a ritual while putting its hand on him. Luke sees an axe nearby and he attacks the creature with its help. He somehow runs from there and moving at a distance he comes to the edge of the forest. Likewise, he successfully comes out of the forest. We discover the creature can't come out of the forest, so it screams from inside. Luke moves forward and sees many cars. It means Luke has reached the city. Luke was safe and sound in this place.